So business in the front, party in the back. Now,
this week's guest on Off the Hanger is Chelsea Little, radio DJ, performer, and an absolute gem of a human being. We had a brilliant chat about getting dressed for the BRIT Awards, always being extra, and the time that she accidentally flashed her pants to a full audience of pantomime goers. Chelsea Little, it is an absolute pleasure to have you. Yay!
You guys.
I am so excited to do Off the Hanger with you. It's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get this organised. Now, tell me a little bit about life at the moment, because I know that you have lots of exciting things going on. You were swooshing about at the Brits last week. I saw you.
Oh my God. Talk about fashion. That's the moment to flex, isn't it? Oh my goodness. No, I feel incredibly lucky. So yeah, it's been about 6 months now, which is actual madness how quickly time goes. But so I'm a breakfast radio presenter at the station KMFM, which is who I went and represented at the Brits. And it's just been a mad roller coaster of like crazy presenting gigs, like lots of stuff over Christmas, doing loads of radio, obviously, going to the Brit Awards, got to interview Mimi Webb a few weeks ago, which was just mind-blowing. So yeah, living like a super creative, crazy life at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving every second of it.
That is absolutely amazing. Now, tell me a little bit about this Brits dress, because it was fabulous.
My soul exploded. I love an excuse to be extra at any point. We'll always go above and beyond. And obviously the Brits is a perfect chance to just sparkle, which was my dream. But I was like, I don't really know what I want to wear. And I didn't want to spend an excessive amount of money on a dress I just wear once. I'm quite big on like trying to like upcycle clothes and like rework things and get excited about your wardrobe. So my friend had told me about a fashion rental service called Hurr. You can go and try the dresses on. And as a gal that's got like little boobies and a big bum, it's quite hard to like find clothing that actually fits my shape. So I went and just had like a little fashion show and tried on a ton of stuff, and tried on this dress, which is by a brand called Nicky, Nookie, and I just fell in love with it. It was just like hugged my figure like no tomorrow. It was like white and sparkly and had a little off the shoulder situation going on, but then a big leg slit so I could actually move. I didn't have to do that awkward like wobble like get around, which is normally what I had to do that at Christmas. It was awful. And I just felt like I had my little Marilyn moment in it. And it was so good. And then it was rented, so it was like good for the environment, well, better for the environment. And also meant I got to wear something super fabulous, super expensive. And feel like I had my like Met Gala moment.
I love that. Renting is such an incredible thing. So I've done that with so much of my own wardrobe, because I've ended up through styling with so many incredibly gorgeous gowns and two pieces and all these beautiful things that just literally hang up in the closet, taking space. But I don't want to get rid of them. But now I've listed them all I use by rotation. And so they're all, out there earning their keep. I've rented things myself from there. It's such a genius idea.
I love it. I think it's so clever, and it's so nice for moments like this where I'm corporate. I will always buy something new because you want it to have like an impact moment. So this is really good for like culprits like me that have a wardrobe full of these dresses that I've worn once and never worn again. So yeah, that's probably my favourite fashion moment for a good couple of years. It was a chance to be extra as hell and just, live the dream.
And have you always been into fashion? Have you got a memory, like your earliest fashion memory?
Yeah, it's like fashion is dress up for me. I guess coming from like an acting background, I love to play like a million characters, and fashion was the way that I did that. So from the beginning of time, I guess the beginning of my conception, I've always had a dressing up box. I've always had a very big wardrobe. I've always dressed myself as well. My mum was like, "You're very creative. You always just wanted to put things together." And yeah, I guess like my earliest memory is my like fancy dress box that started out as like princess dresses and things like that, and very quickly evolved into me like stealing items from my mom's wardrobe and making them into like crazy ensembles with feather boas and glitter on everything. Always love to sparkle, still do now.
You can't beat a bit of sparkle.
Yeah.
What's the oldest thing you've got in your wardrobe? Are you somebody who hangs on to things?
Certain things, yes. Like I'm normally quite good. I try and do a 6-month cleanse, and if something isn't like, if I haven't worn it for like the past like season, then I'll try and let it go if it doesn't fit my body anymore. But there's certain things I cling on to, and I've got, yes, this. I got this in a vintage market when I visited my friend in Bristol, and it's literally a leather blazer.
I love a leather blazer.
Classic, like not anything fancy, just double-breasted, but I've had this probably about 6 years now, still in perfect condition. I wear it with everything, literally everything. It's super oversized. I think it's a man's. It doesn't have the original label in it anymore, but literally my go-to piece, and I wear that with dresses, jeans, tops. Yeah, this leather blazer is my like cult piece. It's something I'll never let go of.
Is it a real leather if you bought it from vintage shop?
I think so. It smells leathery. That's normally how you tell, right?
It is, yeah. It's the smell sometimes in the care label as well that it'll have the little leather symbol. But I think when you have a piece like that that's leather, the older it gets, the nicer it gets, because it just softens in and they age so well.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm obsessed with it. And I always get compliments on it as well, which is really nice.
Well, that's a good link, actually, because I was going to ask you, what's the thing in your wardrobe that gets the most compliments?
That's probably a very good one, but also I bought this outfit recently. Again, here's what I prepared earlier. I don't wear a lot of colour. As you can see, I'm in black. I look like Wednesday Addams.
It's a vibe. There's nothing wrong with that.
Literally. Black, white, grey and beige. That's pretty much the extent of my wardrobe. And every now and then I go a bit mad and get like a colour pop out of nowhere. And I've recently become obsessed with the colour orange, like obsessed with it. And I bought this 2-piece in Zara, which you can't probably see here, but it's like a little thing and it ties.
Nice.
At the front, and then some bright orange, like flared trousers to go with it. And I wore it on holiday, and then everyone was like, oh my God. And it was like the most likes I'd got on Instagram ever. I was like, I don't know if it's the shock of me being in colour or the fact that people actually liked the outfit. And then every time I wear this set, it's like, bam, she means business. So that's probably my most popular piece now. It's a bright orange set. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? It's probably the confidence you bring when you're wearing it, though, because I think when it is something out of the ordinary in your wardrobe and you feel fantastic in it, I think your whole demeanour changes, your body language changes. So I imagine lots of people are really picking up on that, how you feel in it.
Yeah, and to be fair, when I dropped it on Instagram, I'm there with my shades, like, oh hey, like I don't know who I thought I was.
I love that. I love it. Now, what's the most expensive piece in your wardrobe? You don't have to confess how much. You can do if you want to. But yeah, what's the most expensive piece you have?
This is my baby, and there's 2 things I spend an excessive amount of money on. One is shoes and one is bags. And this bag, I worked my little socks off and I saved my pennies to get this, but it is my absolute baby, and it is a Dior saddlebag.
Very nice. Is it a recent Dior saddlebag? It will be a recent Dior saddlebag. What am I saying? You're a baby. You're not going to have done this the first time round.
No, this is recent. I'm a baby. That's very kind. I don't feel like it lately. I feel very millennial, but I can't. And I use her for everything, and she's just so beautiful. And obviously black, because it goes with everything. But I can't. She's my most expensive.
Love.
She stays in a little dust bag, like prized possession.
So I'm devastated because I had 3 Dior saddlebags the first time they came round. Granted, they weren't all like brand new purchases. I'd bought them pre-loved, but I had 3. I had a denim one that had tan leather trim. I had a pink Dior monogram logo one. And then I had a floral one. They were all so early 2000s, late 90s.
I'm
first
so
time
here
around.
for this.
And I got rid of all of them. I sold all of them when they went out of fashion. I got rid of them all. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a moron.
It'd be worth so much. That's a really difficult thing with fashion, is you never know what to let go and what to keep. And I'm like that all the time. It's why my wardrobe's overflowing, because I'm like, oh, but that could come back round. It might. And then sometimes you just have to go, I've got to take the risk. And
Yeah.
just...
I should have at least kept one. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Note to self. Yeah. I look back now and I'm like, I'm an idiot. An absolute...
I am a fool.
Fool. Purebred fool. So terrible.
Yeah.
What's the newest piece you've got in your wardrobe?
This is actually a practical piece, which for me is very good.
Nice, I'm impressed.
It's by a new brand I'm obsessed with called We Are Tala.
Oh, yes.
Which is a sustainable fashion brand. Absolutely love it. I think the founder's incredible. And I hate the cold, passionately hate the cold. And I needed a gilet, but that didn't make me look like I rode horses and lived in the countryside. I wanted it, because that's not me. So I wanted it to be fashion, darling. So I can actually put it on because it's here. It's massive. It's like a huge, I know you didn't ask for a demo, but
I'm always here for a demo. I'm here for a demo. Oh, nice. Really oversized. Look at that statement piece.
I literally feel like a marshmallow. Like you could fit about 4 of me in this. It comes like way to the knees, and it's a vibe. It is a vibe. And it's like super subtle. It's not like massive logos, because I'm not a big fan in like
over the top logos. Yeah.
But best purchase ever. Got it in the sale. Statement piece. Wear it with everything. Can dress it up, dress it down. The dream. So yeah, a gilet. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? I was not expecting a gilet to appear in your wardrobe.
I know.
Are you quite sentimental when it comes for fashion? Have you got any sentimental pieces?
I do. Yes and no. So there's certain things, like if something fits me really well, I'm very sentimental to that. Like a good pair of jeans. Sweet Jesus, am I not letting those go? Because it's so hard to get them to fit me that if I find one, I will cling to them until they are literally threadbare. But I can be quite ruthless as well. But the thing I am quite sentimental with is anything I've worn for like a really big occasion. So we did prom at drama school. Again, an excuse to be really sparkly. And I'm never going to wear this dress again, but I just can't let go of it. I've still got my prom dress. I don't have it with me now, from when I was 16. And then I've got my prom dress from when I was 23. And it is, again, very extra. I'm building a theme here. I went for like Grecian goddess vibes, I think, when I wore this. And it is literally, it's completely see-through. Like my poor dad would have had a heart attack if he was there. And it's just, it looks better on. Floor length, sparkles, huge leg slit.
Love.
And I can't let it go. And like, where am I going to wear this? I can't wear it down the high street. Like, but I mean, I guess I could wear it to someone's wedding, but I feel like if someone turned up to this in my wedding, I'd be really annoyed. So yeah, I've just kept it for the funsies, really. I can't really let it go.
I have pieces like that. I just can't let go of them because they're attached to memories. And even though I look at them and go, yeah, I wouldn't get my left leg in that anymore, let alone the rest of my body, but I still don't want to let it go. I'm like, no, because I loved you and I had such a fun time with you and you made such an impression on me that you're just going to hang there forever.
It is that thing. And then you've got the other side of things. I probably should admit to this on a podcast, really, but I've still got a hoodie from one of my ex-boyfriends.
Wow.
It's so snuggly. And it's like, I'm not keeping it because it's necessarily attached to him, but he was a really good cuddler and the jumper's very cuddly. So I feel like when I put that on, I'm being cuddled.
As long as, I think it's fine. As long as you don't put it on every time and think of him, as long as there are times you wear it where you just enjoy the jumper and you don't associate the memory with him, I think it's absolutely fine.
Then it's acceptable. I'm toxic.
All future boyfriends are going to be looking out for their hoodies.
They're going to be like, red flag.
Now, I'm guessing that this answer is going to involve a lot of sparkle. But what is the piece in your wardrobe that most sums you up?
Okay, so I went rogue with this one, but I have a theory for it, and it actually isn't sparkly.
I'm surprised. I'm shook.
So, on the outside, they look like just your everyday pair of jeans, just doing funsies.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's like me. I'm like, I like to think I'm like normal. Well, I'm a little bit kooky. Girl next door, like always chat to everyone, really chill. So business in the front. party in the back. Now, this doesn't actually, this makes me look awful. They look classy on, I promise. But basically, all of my ass is out. Like, bottom of the peak down is out. And I love them. They're so feral because from the front, you could be wearing like a blazer and you can see the peak. Or like with the front, I'm like, oh, isn't she look? She looks so nice. She's in like a little top and jeans. Turn around and you're like, bam, party ready.
And here's my ass.
Here's my ass, my assets. So I feel like it justifies me because you think you're getting one thing and then you very quickly realise you're getting something else.
I enjoy that immensely. That might be my favourite ever answer to that question in the entire time of Off the Hanger.
I'll take that. I'm taking that as my victory. Honestly, the amount I wear these jeans as well, I just love them. You know what? If you've got a bum, get it out.
Oh, absolutely. Why not? If you've got it, flaunt it. Now, I'm excited for this one because I feel that you are a kindred spirit when it comes to this type of thing. What is your biggest fashion faux pas or wardrobe malfunction?
Biggest. This is a difficult one because there's been so many.
You see, I knew you'd be a kindred spirit.
Oh my goodness. To be honest, my biggest one is purely because of the amount of people that witnessed it.
Nice.
Always ideal. I was in a panto playing Cinderella, and there's obviously a scene where the mom, the evil stepmother, rips all the clothes so that I can't go to the ball. And they were designed to be rippable. So the sleeves had like Velcro, so they'd like come off and come down. There was a bit that you could pull and then all like fabric would come out, like incredible costume design. And I had this 2-tier skirt. So there was like a pretty skirt on the top and then a rag skirt underneath. And we'd really get into it because I absolutely loved this woman called Julia who played my stepmother. Was just so fun. And it was like the best cast ever. And we just went for it. So we really just like took the mick out of each other. And she literally grabbed my skirt with the brute force of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, I don't know where this woman got that strength from, and just stripped me completely naked on stage. So I was for people that haven't seen shows or participated in shows, it's not like I've not got a cute little matching set on under there. I've got big suction pants hugging me in for the life of me. These horrible shimmer tan tights and then like matching tan character shoes. So I basically just looked like a giant thumb with a top on, and it was just awful. And I'm just on stage like, well, everyone's seen me now.
Was she mortified?
Was like, and then she couldn't like help me because she's meant to be evil. So I just like, bless him, the guy playing buttons comes running on stage and like throws himself in front of me to be like, you're so cruel, how could you do this? And he's like, are you all right? And I was like, well, I've just been, everyone's seen my granny pants.
Oh. Wow. Whew.
I
knew you'd have a good story. Now, what are your favourite shoes? Have you got a favourite pair of shoes?
I do.
Let's see.
And they're a fairly recent purchase. When did I buy these? I bought these for Halloween, ironically. They're not actually like Halloween-y. I went as gold. We did the 7 deadly sins. And so I went as greed and I dressed up as like money, basically, and wealth.
Nice.
So everything was just like really exuberant. And I found these shoes and they went, because obviously if you're in gold, it's quite like, what colour shoes do you wear? And I was like, I feel like I'm going to have to go yellow, but go a bit rogue. And then I found these and I'm just in love with them. I actually wore them on the weekend and forgot how beautiful they are.
Oh, love
and like
them.
I can't explain. This is a high enough heel that you get like the length of the leg, but it's not so high that your toes are crying in despair. And I'm just like, hello.
The fluff. I love the feathers. They're so pretty.
I love them, and they're my absolute babies. Again, they sit in a dust bag, but my favourite shoes ever. Again, a theme, running theme with me. Extra, statement piece, pastel yellow.
I love
just
that.
nothing really
I
grey, really.
absolutely love that, because, you know, that's what fashion's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about dressing up and enjoying it and being a bit extra.
Yeah, and just like expression, isn't it? I think that's the thing with me. Like I use quite often, like my base will be quite simple and then I'll punctuate with like really prominent pieces. And that's like my way of expressing myself. And those shoes are definitely my bam.
Bam, look at me, baby. Now, is there a piece that you're lusting after? Is there a dream fashion item that you would long to have?
Oh, there's so many. It's actually painful at this point, honestly. If we're talking like glam level, I'd love, love, love at some point in my life to be on a red carpet and be dressed in Alexander McQueen, or go the opposite end and do like Chanel and be like proper French, like just absolutely bougie and wonderful. But in my like current day-to-day ideology, I guess, I really want to own a Nadine Marabi. I've seen so many people in them, and the styles, every single one of them, whether it's a jumpsuit, a dress, they just look incredible for everyone's body type, like just flawless. I don't know what piece yet, I haven't decided, but I need one of them. And one of my friends is getting married this year, so I feel like that's the time to splash out.
It's the peak.
Even just like the short, obviously there's that really beautiful dress I've seen with the leaves that come down, and then it like
mermaid tails out, fishtail.
I won't say cat tail. What is a cat tail?
It's more like a whip, but you know, like a cat o' nine tails. Slightly kinkier, but you know, it could work.
A fishtail, that's what I was looking for. Stunning, and I love those dresses, and I really thought about wearing one of those to the Brits. So maybe something like that, or that jumpsuit. It's just a cracker, isn't it? And I think it's just such a statement piece to own. That's my like lusted item for sure.
Fabulous. That's going to look amazing. Do you have a piece of advice that you would give to your younger self about fashion?
Oh, 100%. Cut out the labels. Just cut them out. Like, buy what fits you, not what you're told should fit you. 100%. Like, growing up as like a dancer and in that industry and bubble, it was really hard, especially as a girl that's like curvier on her lower half. Like, I would be separate sizes at the top and bottom, and that was really frustrating and would be embarrassing sometimes if I had to go up a size, and sizes are so inconsistent across brands as well. And I learned later on in life, it's like, just buy what fits, and then if you're upset about the size, just cut the label out.
That's it, because after a few wears, you've forgotten what that size is. You've no idea what that size is if you've cut the label out. Yeah.
And it's so much better to wear an item that looks good and feels good than it is to try and squeeze into something because you're so desperate to like, I have to be X size. Like I wish I'd learned that lesson sooner, like wearing stuff that actually fits. And if it bothers you, just cut the label out. Just don't care about it.
That is an amazing piece of advice. Well, thank you so much. That has been so much fun. I've really enjoyed looking through your wardrobe. It's been fabulous to talk to you, my darling.
Such a privilege. It's been so nice. Thank you so much for having me on. I've loved it.